Hey everyone, it's your girl Alfia. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to talk about When Calls the Heart season 1. So I finished, I think it was Friday I finished, Friday afternoon. So I'm currently on season 2. Season 1 was amazing. I give it a 10 out of 10, double 10 out of 10. I'm just trying to catch up on all the seasons, but I just want to make sure I watch it thoroughly. Of course, Andrew Walker played on season 1. I think it was like 2 or 3 episodes. He plays a villain named Billy Hamilton, and he takes an interest as Elizabeth Thornton love interest. He's trying to win her over, and he almost did, but he's a con man. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss any of my updates. So, of course, Elizabeth comes from wealth. So she moves to Coal Valley to pursue a teaching career. And she, of course, meets Constable Jack Thornton. And Jack was actually wanted to go to another part before he got assigned to Coal Valley because of Elizabeth's father putting in a request to have his daughter, watched, basically like a good eye to be on her. And it was Jack. And at first, Jack and Elizabeth bumped heads. And I loved how their dynamic of how they came together. And they became good friends. And Elizabeth's sister came to visit her, and of course, her sister loves bad boys because she used to write all those love stories, and she fell for a guy, and he was a bank robber and a stagecoach robber and a train robber. And how she found him was she was in the woods with another constable. He was taking her a tour of Coal Valley, and she ran into an empty cabin. And it's funny because she was supposed to be going to the bathroom, but she decided to stop at this little empty cabin she saw because she was going to take a ladies' break. And she stumbled upon the cabin, and she said, hello. And she goes inside, and actually the guy draws a gun on her, but he's not going to harm her, but he does trick her. It's amazing how she even got him to go into town, because at first he was very hesitant, but he was wounded really bad because he had got shot from the last place they had robbed. And he had kind of dipped and hid the money, and his people were looking for him. And she convinced him to go into town because he was burning up with a fever. Excuse me. And what's so funny was, not funny, she got him help. And one of the constables that was there, because Jack had actually put in a request in the beginning to leave because of him and Elizabeth, and he did not want to babysit her. But him, of course, as him and Elizabeth became close as friends, and you could tell there was feelings there. He even had Abigail. Abigail is one of Elizabeth's really good friends since she's been in Coal Valley, and she lets Elizabeth stay there because Elizabeth ends up setting the house on fire by accident. The little cabin when she first gets to town, they give her a teacher's housing, and she accidentally overhears noises, and she set the little cottage on fire, and Abigail gives her a place to stay. Abigail is one of the widows that lost her husband in the mine, and she lost her son too, Peter. And I love how Elizabeth and Abigail's relationship, I love their relationship. It's like really, really true friendship. From season 1, I really love it. And I love how Abigail is really there for her. I really do hope that Abigail's character does come back, and I hope that Lori Loughlin does get to go back and reprise her role. Sorry if I said her name wrong. I am a huge fan of hers. I grew up on Aunt Becky from Full House. If you haven't watched Full House, it's a good show. It came out in the late 80s, early 90s. It left around like the late 90s. But I did watch Full House as a kid. I'm a 90s baby. I was born in 93. But I know her as Aunt Becky, and I watched a lot of Lori Loughlin's movies. And I'm quite a good fan of hers. I'm not here to talk about her legal issues. That's that I have no right to judge nobody, but we're not on that. We are on, I hope her character, Abigail, comes back, because I really do. I don't like really when they recast people, because sometimes when they recast people, their character, they really don't have the same strong, that the bond that you would have for somebody for so many years with somebody. But I do hope that Abigail gets to come back and reprise her role. And I just like that Abigail is very strong. She went through a lot. She lost her husband and she lost her son, and she finds documents out that about the mine was basically, it was dangerous, and the owner knew about it, and he still sent his man in there to work, because of greed. But I'll learn more about it in later on in the seasons. I don't want to jump too much ahead of it, but I'm still watching season 11 and doing reviews for those two, and doing overviews for season 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 when I'm done with each season. But season 1 was a 10 out of 10, double 10 out of 10. I loved it. There was a lot of cool points. My favorite character is Kat Montgomery. I did do some research that she did not come back, but I don't know, because like I said, I have not watched all seasons. It's okay if you spoil it, it doesn't bother me. But when I did some research and I came across a blog, I wish I remember the person's name. They said that Kat Montgomery is only there from season 1. I was kind of disappointed. I said, I hope she does make an appearance later on in seasons. She was a strong character too. She actually got arrested because they thought she set fire to the church. The church was burnt down. We did not get to see that, but we do find out who set the fire, and they tried to blame Kat Montgomery for it. Kat Montgomery was very defensive for Elizabeth when she first came. Abigail was her friend, and Kat Montgomery was standing up to Florence, because Florence was kind of a snooty little lady. I didn't like Florence in the beginning, but I kind of get where she's kind of stern, because like I said, she lost her her husband in the mine accident too. And I get that she tries to be very headstrong. She's very outspoken. I get that. But she was kind of very rude to Elizabeth, because she knows Elizabeth comes from money. And I guess that she must have thought that Elizabeth was stuck up. And Elizabeth is not stuck up. Elizabeth is a very strong woman. I love Elizabeth because how strong she is, and how she doesn't let what she comes from, basically where she comes from, she doesn't look down on other people. Because when the women was trying to keep their homes, because the guy that owned the mine was trying to take the homes from the young ladies, Elizabeth stepped in and helped them to get stuff done. And I will say this, Elizabeth did not have to do that, because she did not lose anybody, but she was still a strong person. People that are, usually they say that are rich and look down on people and not do nothing like that, but she did, and I give Elizabeth cool points. Elizabeth came in there, she taught those kids, made those kids fall in love with her, and I love that. I loved how one of the young ladies, she wasn't talking, and Elizabeth got her to talk, because after her dad died, she really didn't talk. She didn't talk no more. And Elizabeth got her to talk because, how did Elizabeth get her to talk? I'm trying to remember exactly how it was. Elizabeth came to her, eat dinner with her and her mom, and I'm not good with names, though. I'm not good with names, but it was a little girl that was specifically in her classroom that wouldn't talk. And Elizabeth got her to talk. And I loved how she was just such caring teacher. It was another young gentleman that she was in her class. His dad wanted him to work in the mine when he turned 16. And he really wasn't good at performing like with words and stuff. He had dyslexia. And Elizabeth prepared a test for him. And I just loved how Elizabeth was that caring teacher that knocked on doors and talked to the parents. And she put her own self in, basically she's taking whatever because some of those parents are very nasty to Elizabeth. And Elizabeth is a real teacher. I don't care what nobody says. She did the doggone job in season 1. I loved it. And I'm just waiting for all the stuff that is unfolding. I am not ready for what I know is going to happen with Jack. But I'm really loving When Calls the Heart. I know a lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings about When Calls the Heart, but I love it. And I wish I would have watched it a long time ago. I was watching it, but I was so confused. I don't even remember what season it was on, because my cousin introduced me to When Calls the Heart, because we was watching it on Netflix. But if you guys have Hallmark movies now, you can watch all 10 seasons and some of the episodes. It'll be the 3rd episode on Monday for season 11. But if you guys have not already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss any of my updates. But I hope you guys have a good night, and I thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you.